Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson. I'm very happy to have you here with me today. Today we're gonna inspect a little bit n8n. We're gonna go over the RSS feeds, the trigger and the normal node. This is very beneficial node that you can use in a lot of automations. You can use in your social media automations. You can use in your personal automations to get you the latest news or to get you some of your favorite websites, the newest articles they have. This is a very beneficial that I personally use in a lot of automations. Before I start, I would like to point your attention to my store, which has I have now 6 plus n8n automations that you can download at a very discounted price here. Make sure to check that out after the video. This lesson also the workflow I will include it as well in this one, so you can also download it and work on it. So I will show you how you can import the workflow. So first, I'm here in n8n. So I'm using the self-hosted n8n. So I'm using Railway. I think it's very good, very cheap way to do that. So if you do the self-hosted way on your PC, so if you use your PC as a server, you can use it totally free, but the only problem is that whenever you turn off your PC, whenever something happens, then all of your workflows, all of your triggers, everything will stop. This is why I chose the self-hosted, but on a cloud-based self-hosted, so that it's always running, it's always online, so all my workflows always run. Okay, so I'm going to create this a new workflow with this top right button, and here is the first window that we get. Okay, so if you want to import a already existing workflow, the ones that you download from my store, you just need to click on these three dots and import file. And as soon as you select the JSON file, it will populate here and you can start using it. It's pretty simple, quite simple. So I always like to, when I start, I like to name my workflow. So I'm gonna name it RSS feed. Okay, so now it's saved, and this is the first node. So we always start with a trigger node. What a trigger node is, a way to start your workflow, right? The point zero, the start. Okay, how are you going to start? Is it a schedule? Is it something happening? Is it someone adding? Is it someone subtracting? Like it's based on an action. Okay. And today we're going to inspect RSS feeds. So what are RSS feeds? So RSS feeds are basically a list of updates that gets from certain websites. So basically most websites have RSS feeds that you can utilize. For example, in my example here, Huffington Post, they have several RSS feeds. They have RSS feeds for their health section, for their politics section, for their business section. This is an example for the health RSS feed. So you see it as this. It's a huge line of code. It's an XML based. So the RSS feed gets updated every time Huffington Post posts a new article inside of the health. It will automatically populate a new one. Okay. Now, what if in case your website does not have an RSS feed, for example, you can always create one. RSS feed. So we have this rss.app. This is where you can create a feed, okay? So you can generate RSS feeds for websites that don't have an RSS an already existing one, okay? So for example, you can make a feed out of a YouTube channel. Every time a person posts a new YouTube, it will trigger the RSS feed. Okay, you can create an RSS feed out of a social media account, etc. But first, try out your website that you prefer. Check if they have an RSS feed, and then if they do use that, if they don't, then you can use this rss.app. Okay, now that we know about a little bit about what RSS feeds are, let's try to create a new one. So click on the plus icon, and then we're gonna start by typing RSS. So what we have here is RSS read and RSS feed. trigger. Both nodes are RSS. As you can see, this icon of this like the Wi-Fi but rotated 90 degrees. So this node is the RSS. This icon is for the RSS. Okay, so let's start with the read. So the read is not a trigger, so this is why you see n8n automatically made this this node, which is a trigger but only when clicked. So this is a manual trigger. So if you click on here plus, and if you go to add another trigger, then you can see here trigger manually. This is the button for it. Okay, this is the icon for it. So now I have this RSS read node. So what does this do? Let's double click on it and it will open like that. Here we have the input and here we have the output, and what's missing here is the URL. So it's only requiring us to do URL. Okay, so let's go to this URL that we know that this is an RSS feed. We'll paste that here, and that's it. Now we have options here is to ignore SSL, but we can just remove it. Okay, so this is the URL. We put it. There's nothing more to do. Okay, there's nothing more to do. Now we have this test button. We can try. Let's try and click on it. Bam. So here is the result that we get from the RSS feed. So this is the table. What we have the title, we have the link, we have the publication date, we have the snippet, we have the comments section, the content. We have so many things, okay, that we can have. And here is the list of 8 items, okay. So we have here a list of articles just by triggering this. Okay, so if I go back to canvas, as you can see, this green means that this ran and this ran. Okay, and we can run those with this as well. So we can run these, and we have these 3 buttons that we can use for the node. So I will be making a new beginners course for n8n on my store soon. So make sure, if you want to go over the basics, I will go over the basics in there. So now we have, as you can see, we have 8 items that are getting out of this. If we click here, these are the outputs. We can view them in JSON, and we can view them like that. Okay, we have all this. Now what do we do with this? Now we have all of this, and it's awesome. The next big thing to do is always store in the database. Make sure that you have a database set up, and make sure you store your items in there, because it's always good to have them stored. You can update them later, you can read them, you can manipulate them as much as you want, because they are saved. Right now they're not saved. Okay, so to do that, let's go over here and let's create a new sheet. So we'll name this RSS, or we'll name this, let's say, health, because it's about the health article. So what do we want? We want the title for sure. We want the link, that's for sure. We want the date, and maybe the snippet. Okay. Okay. So now we have everything set up in here. What we do now is we go back to the RSS. Now we know we created this this sheet. Okay, let's now add a Google sheet. So it's this. So this is the model. It will give you all of those. So what we want to add is add a new row. Add row in sheet. Perfect. So I have my account set up. If you don't, create your new account, create new credentials, and then use this OAuth method. You only need the client ID and client secret. You need to get that from the Google API console. You can go ahead and create that in there, and you put them here, and you click save, and there you go. So setting up this is a bit more trickier than make.com, but once you set it up, it's fine. You only need to go to the Google search, to the Google API console. Make sure the Google Sheets API is enabled. and then add this add the redirect URL. Make sure this is added inside of the API console, and then copy the client ID and the secret and put it, and you'll be good to go. So we want to get the document ID. Okay, the document ID is usually in here. So as you can see here, it's this code right there. Okay, so we'll copy this and we'll come here and we'll put it. So as soon as we put it, we know that it worked. So now we have the title, link, and everything. So what we want to do is take the title, grab it, put it here. As you can see in n8n, you see the code for it, and then you see the example, the results. Okay, perfect. So we want the link as well, and we want the date. So as you can see, it's just grabbing and putting here. Let's see the snippet. Put it there. There you go. It's now added. Okay. So now I have this. Let's save. Let's try. So let's try to do that, and let's see what we get. Let's test. Okay. So there you go. Now we have 8. Let's increase that, and let's just make it a little bit more visible. There you go. So we have the link, we have the title, everything we requested is there, and the snippet as well. Okay, how beautiful is that? Okay, so now that is done. Let's now investigate how we can, because this is the read node, so this only reads. So every time I need to trigger this manually for this to happen. Now there's another node which is a trigger node. So we have an RSS feed trigger with this lightning bolt. This means that this is this means that it's see the lightning bolt, it's a trigger node. Now what we need is we need the URL, so we'll grab that from here. It's pretty simple to set up the RSS feed because it only needs a URL. Now for the poll times, what polling is that you tell it how frequent do you want this to happen. You want every minute, every hour, every day, etc. Custom, there's a custom. With a custom, there's a cron, and then you can search how you can make a cron function. But here, so as you can see here, you have these. You replace these by the number, and it will give you the. You can see cron expression builder. And there's a lot of good ones out there. Okay, so here it tells you how it's done. So the first one is the minutes, the second one is the hour, day of the month, and then month and day of the week. Okay, and it gives you an example here, every minute, every hour, every etc. And you can build it here, and it will tell you what is the result. Okay, so let me go to let's say every hour is good. Okay, and then we can do a fetch test event. Okay, once we do that, we'll get one event. Okay, this is the event that we got for us to test with. Okay, and what we need to do is we'll duplicate this, and we'll put this here, and we'll connect it. Okay, now that we connected things here, let's go back, and we see everything is connected because we have JSON dot. So when you have $JSON dot, it gets everything that is got from the previous node. Okay, from the previous node. But if you have several nodes, and then the Google Sheets, then you need to reference this node by its name. Okay, you need to reference it by its name. Okay, I'll go over that in the beginners because this is a bit confusing when I started using n8n, but don't worry, you'll grab the concept quite quickly. So now I have this. So this gets triggered each time there's a new article. Bam, this gets triggered, it gets added to the Google Sheet. Now, how awesome is that? Now, from there, you can do whatever you want, basically. From here, you can do whatever you want. You can, for example, run it through, you can run it through AI. Right, you can run it through an AI agent. You can there's a lot, you can classify the text, right? You can do whatever you want. You can have a basic LLM chain. Then you attach a model to that. For example, you can attach ChatGPT, right? OpenAI, and then here you can say what you want, right, from the node. And then after that, for example, you run the title in here, make a summarization of it, and then you go ahead and add the summarization to it in another Google Sheet, for example. Right, we can add sheets. And then what you do here is you update the row with the new information that you got. From here, you update it. For example, you can add a new column here. It says social post, okay? For example. Now, as you add this to here, now let's, I know that this is the one that we do. So let's test with this one. Bam, it's added. So now that it's added, as you can see, it gave us what it added in here. Yeah, I need to refresh because we added a new row. Now the new row is shown. And here you can say, so prompt here would be, you are, for example, you are an expert here, for example, the system message, you are an expert social media writer, and you are tasked to create a compelling social media post for example, LinkedIn. Okay, and then here the user message would be, this is the post title, and then you bring the title here, and then this is the post snippet, and then you bring the snippet in here, right? So this will create, so we can say only output the social media post with relevant hashtags. Okay, so if we test this, there you go. There is what we so the biggest early signs are, and then it give us this awesome looking post that we can shortness of breath. So okay, because this is the health, and then we have this as a so we have this post that we can now update. Okay, and the way we do that, so the way we did it is we split things here, but what we could do is, I think the better way is doing things like that. So we'll get the title from the RSS itself, right? And we'll add everything after. So we'll do that. And then we will add the snippet. There you go. All right. And then here we'll add directly. And then here what we can do is this is the social post that we want to add. And for these, as you can see now, they're red because they're not directly connected. And here what we can do is do this and actually go over the, so it'll be item.json and then we will choose whatever we want. So here we want the title, okay? And then here we'll grab this and dot. So here would be the link, and here it would be the date with a capital. Was it? No, it's called publish date. Okay, sorry. And then here it's content snippets. Okay, and then here the what we want. Okay, so now what we need to do is let me delete those two because they are the same, and then let's we already tested this, so let's test this one. Okay, there you go. So now I have the title, the link, the date, and snippet, and the social post. Now how awesome is that? Now you can directly connect this to a to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to whatever you want. Okay. To recap, RSS feed is a great way to get the latest from your favorite websites, from your favorite social media, from whatever you want. It gets triggered automatically. You specify when you want it to trigger, and you let it go. You can basically connect it to whatever you want, and you will have a system running. Okay, I hope this was beneficial to you. I use RSS feeds in a lot of my automations that are live. I encourage you to do that, to use that as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. If you did like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to save, and I'll see you in the next one.